going to do a quick thing with the hair first, and then we'll get into what they've been saying. So what I did was I washed my hair with baby shampoo. I just put them in these twists. So I'm going to show you how I untwist it and how easy it is once I untwist it like this. And I just go like that. And then I just can take this one. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. And let's see. Okay, so that's it. I don't want to take out any texture, so I'm not going to pull it too much. Let's see. Okay, there it is. What I wanted to show you guys is that this is so easy. So let me do that. And then I'm going to pause this so that I can do the rest of it. And then, okay, so that's how easy it is. So it was baby shampoo, boiling water so that they can't do anything to the water. They said they used to put something in it to make my hair tangle. And they said this was something I was always involved in. So they lied again and said in like, well, I look crazy right now, but that's okay. They said that in like, I don't know what year this would have been. This would have been sometime in maybe, it couldn't have been the 90s because I graduated from high school in 1991. So it had to be the 80s. They said some incident I had at a bank. I didn't have an incident at a bank. I'm saying like, they said what they're trying to do is fill in blanks. So I'm going to title this video, they're trying to fill in the blanks. Meaning if they were doing this every day to me, why do they have to fill in blanks? My point to you folks is if you're familiar with this, could you leave a comment? Somebody wanted me to contact them. I'm not going to contact anyone off YouTube. And if you're on Twitter, I'm not going to contact you off Twitter. I want to keep the comments where the comments are for you know, the simple reason that makes it easier for me. And it also makes it easier if I have to refer back to it. And plus, I'm not going to contact anyone off something because that's how these people thought they would suck me in. So if you're familiar with this, leave a comment for me because I don't believe them. It didn't happen, and they're trying to create something now, what, in the 2023s? I mean, this is what, the 2020s? That's my point. That's how you can prove that whatever this situation is, somebody somehow decided to fill in blanks and use it based on stories that somebody who, I don't know. I'm not understanding the point of this. So I said I was going to finish this off camera, but I don't think I have to. Because I think, you see how easy it is? This has that little thing at the end because I'm supposed to start at the bottom, but I just didn't do it all the way to the bottom. That's why I didn't start at the bottom. So let me just see if I can get it undone. If I can't get it undone, I'll do it. Oh, there. You see? Because I don't do it completely at the bottom. I don't know if you guys see. I leave this amount, and then I just can untwist from where, oh, that doesn't have a twist. Here's another one. You see how I didn't do it all the way at the bottom? So I can untwist from where I started it or ended it. You see how I didn't do it from the bottom? So there might be people who say you have to always start from the bottom. But if you don't, I don't do it all the way from the bottom because when I do it all the way from the bottom, it tangles. So I don't do it all the way from the bottom. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, so let me do something with this hair. I just took all the things out, but I didn't like fluff it out. I'm going to fluff it out and then we'll talk about everything. I'll be right back. Okay, so I took out the twist. I showed you guys how easy it is to take it out. What I did was I put it in a ponytail, and then I was taking my fingers to like separate it like this so that if I wanted to, then I could do something else with it. But I'm just going to leave it in a ponytail. Okay, and we can talk. We can, you know, work on what we've been talking about. So anyway, so in this, I used to call these the overnight report. Now I'm going to call them May 9th EMF broadcast. So what they were talking about on the 8th was an incident that they claimed happened. Like I said, it would have had to have been in the 80s at a bank. There wasn't an incident, but they said they have to fill in the blanks, which means they weren't doing this. The reason they're saying that they're doing this now is because they needed a way to make money. So they were banging yesterday. They're upset because they were told that there was going to be a lawsuit and it would be involving me. But they said that somebody in this building involved in this is was supposed to be making a lawsuit. So I don't know why it would have to involve me. I'm not understanding how any of this really involves me. So they said that I was being hit here in years ago, and that I would have to have felt a pain there. And they said when they went to reactivate it, they hit me in the wrong place. If you're familiar with this, please leave a comment, because that's, to me, a really big deal. The word reactivate goes back to what I've been saying, that this had to have started in around 2016. If it wasn't, I wasn't feeling a pain here. And they're saying, well, did you ever? Did you ever does not mean you were feeling a pain. They went to reactivate. So there's the key. That's the proof I needed. And that's my point with this. They're trying to trick me, but at the same time, they're admitting the truth. And that's part of why this is so important to me, because if I didn't let them talk, and if I kept trying to record them, they wouldn't have told the truth. That's how I was telling you in the beginning when I started these videos. I said to you that every time I used to try to record them, they would try to hide it. It was when I stopped trying to record them that they started to talk. And that's part of what I'm saying. They said reactivate, and they did say it was 2016. So not only did they admit it, they keep admitting it. So the more I contact people saying, listen, this is happening to me. I know it's happening. Other people heard it. Other people see them following me. Do something about it. They're killing me. I've had to come up with my own way of fixing what they've been trying to do to me. They must keep heating me at night. So when I wake up, I don't take a shower right away. When I do, I get really shaky. So it must be a combination of what they're doing when I'm sleeping, and then I take the shower. Yesterday, I've been taking like just a wipe down. So Thursday I showered. Friday I wiped down. I've been wiping down with a combination of something that I got when I was in the hospital that you just have to spray and wipe down, and hydrogen peroxide. I'm not sure what I should have been telling you folks when I was wiping myself with hydrogen peroxide, because hydrogen peroxide seems to help. I don't know why. So I told you guys that on Thursday I used the toothpaste. Friday I didn't. I think Saturday I used the toothpaste. I know I didn't use the toothpaste yesterday, which was Monday. And I don't think I used it Sunday. And my mouth isn't swollen. That's how they were making it sound like my mouth, the vibration, the mouth was swollen and it was throbbing. And that's why they said it's going to sound like it's coming from your mouth. It doesn't sound like it's coming from my mouth, but it would make my mouth throb. So that's part of how they were doing it. So when I'm trying these different things and I'm starting to feel better, they get upset. What I've been saying to you, it doesn't undo the damage. I already have the damage. What it does is it makes the sound like it's making my body throb at the same time with the sounds. So I'm going to do a demonstration. I'm talking. Imagine if your head is going like this as you hear sounds. You see that? That's what they did to a lot of their victims. So if my whole body, this is my whole body, right? Now watch my mouth. As I talk, my whole body would throb to the words and the sound. That's what they did to my body. By trying to cause that, they caused permanent physical damage to my body. How they were going to cover it up was by making it sound like I'm mentally ill. They lied again and said, I researched these things before. I researched it after I started to get the symptoms and after I started recording the sounds, the noises. They are liars. They are not only liars, but by broadcasting it, other people heard their lies. The last part I want to say before I go on to something else is the reason they kept saying you have to bathe, you have to shower, is because whatever they were poisoning me with was not just supposed to go on, like a shower comes down. So it would have come down. They wanted to go into my body. When I wasn't taking a bath and I was taking either a sponge bath or a shower, they wanted me to take more of them. At first, I thought it was just to create these symptoms, but now I think it was to stream me bathing or showering because they said they could see inside the apartment. And that's when I started pointing out how the with the light bulbs and, the windows. So after I started telling you folks about these things, they tried changing how they did this. And that's my point to you. As I'm discovering how it works and my mouth isn't moving in weird ways and my jawline is coming back and I'm pointing to marks on my body that correspond to where they targeted. And now I know that there's permanent damage, like my eyes, I'm going to try to get in a light so you can see me better. I realized that there's part of this that is physical, but there's a huge part that's mental. The way they planned on tricking me into not reading was by running something over my head that they said would allow them to use my brain waves to translate into something that was written so that they would see through my eyes. I told you how it works. They scan things before, but what they were doing was damaging my head. So how they wanted to coordinate it was they wanted to see how, when I'm on a cell phone and I'm reading, my reading pace and match my reading pace to what I'm looking at like this. So that as I'm reading, they weren't reading the words correctly. So that, for example, if I'm reading a document that says, I don't know what word, I'm going to think of a word. I have glasses. If they read classes instead of glasses, then I would have, they said out loud, classes. Then when I would go back and say, well, what did I read? It would have been classes, not glasses. Now, how that works is simple. That's another big problem. If I have somebody talking in the background and it's out loud and people pretend that they don't hear someone saying classes when I'm reading glasses, we either have a group of idiots. I'm going to call the people idiots because, like I said, it's a lack of knowledge. And that's what they call me. It's a lack of knowledge. So if we tell people this and we tell them it's going on and they pretend they don't know, that's not an idiot. You understand the difference between what I'm saying? It becomes a criminal. If you want me to work in a field where I have to read, almost every job requires some degree of reading, and you have me on this torture program and you're misreading things intentionally, and people hear it, and everyone must be a criminal. Nobody's admitting that they hear it and saying, this is wrong. And I read classes instead of glasses. There's a big problem. And that's my point. This is not only a problem. If I had a problem like that, I would not have been able to sustain my career, which required me not only to read, but to be able to read something, understand it, and then I was coaching, I was talking to customers, I was doing this at the same time as doing other things. I would not have been able to complete my job. And that's my point. So let me go ahead, let you guys see how I look without having been exposed to water. So I just climbed on my bed to a standing lamp, which was something I couldn't do for a while. And that's my point. This was designed to create such illness, physical and mental, that I would never be able to. They said I wasn't going to be able to walk the street. They said I should just leave with my head down in shame for nothing. Over nothing. Over nothing. So as I will continue to document everything, do these videos. I'll try to record them. I said on a comment that I would record them only on Twitter because I can leave like quick things and I can upload them fast. But I think I'll continue to do some on YouTube. I don't know. I'll continue to give you what they're telling me in these videos. So as you can tell, I may not be feeling or looking great, but I look and feel so much better. That was another thing. They were upset. They said, oh, you bit your lip once and went in your apartment. Who the fuck cares? It's my apartment. That's my point. It's my apartment. And that's who they are. Do you get what I'm saying? That's who they are. Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. The first time, like me, I don't always believe them the first time. I sometimes believe them like after a few times. I should believe them the first time. I should believe them the first time. So let me go to the next thing they were talking about. So they kept saying that something about bank. That was a comment. They said, what was their other comment? They commented about bank. They said, I'm talking about these issues that it seems like the people doing these horrible things are talking about. But I'm not talking about the same things they're talking